What if Earth suddenly stopped spinning? Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that the Earth has suddenly stopped spinning. There was no warning, no strange signal, and no time to prepare. At first, everything might seem normal for a brief moment, but within seconds, the consequences would become unimaginable. Although we never notice it, the Earth is constantly spinning. At the equator, the surface of our planet moves at around, and that's exactly why we never notice just how fast we're really moving. Every second, every minute, the entire planet keeps spinning beneath our feet. At the equator, that speed reaches nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour, faster than most commercial airplanes. Yet somehow, everything feels completely still. How is that possible? Because the air around you, the oceans, the buildings, everything on Earth is moving together at exactly the same speed. That's why we never feel the motion. But imagine, for just 1 second, that rotation suddenly stopped. The ground would stop instantly, but everything above it wouldn't. Because of something called inertia. Objects naturally keep moving, unless something forces them to stop. That means cars would continue racing forward, buildings would begin to tear apart, bridges could collapse, trees would be ripped from the ground, and people would be thrown across the surface at unbelievable speed. The destruction would happen in seconds. Entire streets would disappear. Cities could be reduced to ruins before anyone even understood what was happening. But the nightmare would only be beginning. Even though the Earth had stopped, the atmosphere would continue moving, creating enormous winds, sweeping across the planet at hundreds of kilometers per hour. These wouldn't feel like ordinary storms. They would be powerful enough to flatten buildings, uproot forests, and carry debris for miles through the air. But the winds wouldn't be the only danger. The oceans would still be moving, with nothing to hold them in place. Billions of tons of water would surge across the planet, creating gigantic tsunamis, hundreds of meters high. Entire coastlines would vanish beneath the waves. Famous cities would disappear underwater within hours, and the destruction wouldn't end there. As weeks turned into months, the Earth itself would slowly begin to change. Today, our planet isn't a perfect sphere. It's slightly wider around the equator because of its constant rotation. But without that spin, the equatorial bulge would slowly disappear. Water would begin flowing toward the north and south poles, creating completely new oceans and completely new continents. The world map would never look the same again. Then comes an even greater problem. If the Earth stopped rotating completely, one side of the planet would face the sun for months at a time. Temperatures there could become hot enough to make survival almost impossible. Meanwhile, the other side would remain trapped in endless darkness. Without sunlight, temperatures would fall far below freezing, turning entire regions into frozen wastelands. Only a narrow strip between light and darkness might remain habitable. Thankfully, this is only a scientific thought experiment. According to scientists, there is no realistic possibility that the Earth will suddenly stop spinning. Our planet has been rotating for more than 4.5 billion years, and it will continue spinning long after we're gone. So the next time you watch the sunrise or feel a gentle breeze, remember, you're standing on a planet, traveling through space at incredible speeds every single second, and somehow it all feels perfectly still.